So my name is Daphne Barr, and I'm the 7th grade counselor at Stuart Pepper Middle School. And today our 7th graders are participating in something called It's Your Reality. So it's kind of like a reality store. So it's a culminating activity for our financial literacy part of our social studies program. So through our social studies program, our students have been exposed to consumerism, financial literacy. We've talked about life after high school, post-secondary education, and we start delving a little bit into careers and college. Now in the 8th grade, the second part of that is our career and college ready class, where they actually study different colleges, different pathways that we offer at Meade County High School, and what it takes to participate in those pathways, go to college, go to training, some kind of post-secondary training we push. We don't say everybody has to go to college, but we do say it's very important that you have some kind of training post-secondary. So today is the first leg of all of those activities where they start getting their feet wet in financial literacy and that whole process.
We're out here at Stuart Pepper Middle School for the reality store, and what reality store does is it teaches kids the importance of how to budget for everyday life. A lot of kids don't get that, and I think this is a really good program. We've been doing this for over 20 years. And we have so when the kids come and see us, we have a sales sheet of phone, internet, TV to kind of get them in the mode to think about what the stuff costs and what they actually need versus what they want. So I think it helps them a lot to understand how far a dollar goes today. So.
Meade Mofield.
Anna Arnold.
What's going on today?
So it's basically like what real life's gonna be like once we get old, and just showing us what's gonna happen. So I'm married with a wife and 18 months child.
I have a husband and a 4-year-old.
I'm a military officer.
I'm an engineer. I'm struggling. I'm at $500 already because I picked the most expensive things on a lot of them, and so it's coming back at me now.
I'm still a decent amount. I'm at 1,800.
I picked the most expensive car, and I picked like the most expensive like insurance and all that.
How's your finances?
Mine's going good because I picked most of the cheapest stuff on there. And my child cost me a lot of money, but that's about it. There was one vehicle that was like $200, and then there was one with like $700. I picked the cheapest one at $200, so that saved me a lot.
I see. So you must be like some kind of like a fix-it-at-home self-dad or what?
Yeah.
Dig it. So as today and as this has been going on, what have you been able to take away from it?
That I need to spend my money wisely and think before I make decisions like this.
Go with the cheapest stuff and just don't go for the nicer things. Just go for the things that you can count on.
Today we're at the Meade County Middle School reality store, and we're being a part of it by with Meade County RECC being in the utilities. Melanie Rayleigh.
Kathy Smith.
Well, a lot of times they don't realize what utilities are, so they don't realize that's electric and then your water and your gas. So it's funny they don't know what utilities are. So we're educating them. We just tell them that is actually your the water and sewer, the garbage, the electric, and the gas.
Cool. So like a lot of people, what are they thinking whenever they find out they have to pay for utilities? It's not something you can't just burn your trash. right. What are they thinking about that?
They're thinking it's too high, and we're telling them they're getting a bargain with it. So.
My name is Jeremy Jackson, and I'm with Tony Brown Chevrolet.
My name is Trent Mofield. I'm with Meade County High School, FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America.
I'm Chet Flaherty, and I'm also with Tony Brown Chevrolet.
So we're participating in this program here at Stuart Pepper Middle School, and essentially what our function is the kids have a budget, and it's kind of like a life skills program, and they go around to the different people here. And then when they get to our section here, they look at purchasing a vehicle, and we factor into the budget and take into consideration their salary and their family situation, if they're married, or how many kids they have.
So during our classes, what I do is the 4-H. This is a 4-H program. So they provide us with these booklets, and so in the booklets, here's what we do, is we kind of envision our life. We have the kids talk about what do you see yourself doing, what kind of life do you have, We get them thinking about things that middle schoolers care about, like what kind of job am I going to have, what kind of vacations am I going to take, how many kids do I want to have, those type things. Then they randomly choose a career and a family. So I go on and have the booklets ready, and then I kind of fan them out and they have to choose what they want to do. So when they pick out their job, then what we do from there is we go through all the things that you have to do every month. For example, they have to pay their taxes, they have to do housing, they have their insurance, additional expenses, their car. We always tell them it's very important to save money. That is one of the things that we stress, is making sure they save money and childcare.
My name is Karen McCormick and I work for Kroger.
My name is Kelly White and I'm a student at Meade County High School.
A lot of them are, wow, it's so expensive. A lot of them say, I'm going to go home and apologize to my parents because I didn't realize it cost so much money to feed me.
Cool. So let's bring back to reality, really, huh?
Yes.
I would like, can we pause on that, please?
Sure.
I would like to speak on that. A lot of times, the language of money is not really spoken about. So I love the fact that you all are really going in depth about the bank account. Can you? So what is a little bit of the responses when you do speak with them about a bank account?
I have been very surprised at how financial literate a lot of our kids are, but I attribute that to our 6th grade because I think they do some financial literacy in the community, or excuse me, in the schools. And then our 7th grade teachers, by the time I get there, they've already taught the lessons. I'm the culminating kind of activity. So when we talk about savings and why it's important to save, they get an idea of that. They understand that why it's important to save and for all the different reasons that we need to save. And they also understand that it needs to come out first. First thing, we tell them before you even see your paycheck, have that bank try to draw money out for your savings, because you can't spend what you don't have. So we go on and say, first thing, let's save.
All the kids just like don't know how to use their money, and it's really fun to see them like, so I'm at childcare right now, so they lose a lot of money here. So it's fun to see them like think about the real world and like think about how things actually work and what you have to pay for. So kids don't really realize like how much money goes into like groceries, but now they can realize like how much parents pay to get them to have groceries.
Michelle Brew. Today we're doing the reality store and I am working in the SOS booth, and what we do is when we have kids that need some extra money, they'll come to us and we may advise them to get a cheaper house, a cheaper car. They may have to get a second job. Of course, when they get a second job, then they have to go back to child care because then they're going to have to pay more child care. And then there's times where they just don't make enough and their parents have to babysit for them for free. And worst case scenario, they have to move back in with mom and dad.
I'm Carly.
I'm Maddie.
So basically, we're having this reality fair, and students come to us because usually most of them are seeking money, but usually that's not really what happens. I'd say about 70% of the time, students get money deducted.
Like, what are some of the situations that have come out so far?
There was one where they broke their arm and had to pay like $250, but there's also another one where they inherited like $5,000 from their aunt.
Yeah, and then some of them like $10 parking because like you illegally parked.
It's a bunch of random real life situations.
Yeah.
Wow, so really getting in depth with them on what they might have to spend their money on, really.
Absolutely. We've very streamlined. These are the things that are important to middle schoolers, and sometimes they don't understand.
Real life.
So we always do say, too, you know, when you want those new shoes, and mom and dad tell you, I don't have the money this month, now they're seeing why. Why this month we might not have the money, but next month we might be able to do something.
Awesome. So like it's really giving them just a way to look into humble, allowing them to be a little more humble and understanding with their parents. Because a lot of them, I guess you never really stop to think they may not understand. They guess money comes on trees or what.
Absolutely, because middle schoolers, it's kind of like their world, and we're just living in it for a while. But we do, and I think at the end of this, I've already had kids come to me and say, oh, man, my parents, really spend a lot for me. They do a lot for me. I've had some kids say, I went home and talked to my parents about this. I had one boy I would never have expected came to me and said, I thanked my parents the other day for all they do because of what he's already seen. Now, he didn't say that out in a group. He came to me privately and said, my parents said to tell you thank you for doing this too. So, and one caveat to all of this is they have to do this by themselves for a month. They're all married in our scenario.
Right.
They're all married and have at least one child. But their spouse cannot help them with the bills that month. So for whatever reason, if their spouse has 2 broken legs or they're sick that month or maybe they got fired from their job, they have to carry the weight of the spouse or the whole household.
Hi, I'm Becky Crump. I'm the Youth Service Center Coordinator at Stuart Pepper Middle School. Today is the final day for our reality store event, and we're so excited that it's been a huge success for our 7th grade students. Although it's only done one time a year, this is an introductory piece for our 7th grade students. It's a financial literacy piece that we do through our social studies class. It's an economics lesson, so to speak. We collaborate with multiple community partners. We use the Extension Office, and this is a 4-H program, so we collaborate with the Extension Office and multiple people from the community, parents, volunteers, and high school student volunteers from our business department. While it's one time a year, this is the beginning of us talking to students about their future and their success in the future. So we are talking in terms of not just money, but a lifestyle. We want them to understand that their education is key to whatever they do in the future, and we want it to be successful for them. So we want them to understand that continuing their education will allow them the financial freedom and stability for their family and their future. We want them to know that they need to continue their education, and it's not just a college degree. It can be military, it can be tech training. We just want them to understand that working is so important, and that's why, we offer a lot of different options when the kids they're so excited when they find out what type of a career they have. And then the ones that just end up with that high school degree and no future or further education, they're pretty disappointed because they realize quickly that they don't have an income that allows them the stability to raise their family and pay their bills. And so we build on this. After this event, next year's 8th grade students, we talk to them in terms of their higher education, whether we begin with their pathways at the high school, and then we talk about college and careers even more in depth. So it goes, we build on it from here, but they need to understand that it costs money to do everything that we do, whether it's running through the drive-through or buying your first car. So this is a great starting point, and then we just build on it from there.
Awesome stuff. Now, let's just say the community, or say someone's looking to get involved. What do we need? What can the community do to help with this program? What can we do?
There are all kinds of ways to help. My actual department, I'm the Youth Service Center in the middle school, and there's someone like me in all of our schools in Meade County. We are grant funded through the state, so programs like this, when we have a budget, we get to do good things. We are welcome to community partners, donations. It's really important that we collaborate outside of the school district to put on programs like this. So if anyone ever wanted to jump on board and volunteer with us, or monetary donations through the school, through to the Family Resource Youth Service Centers, that's what allows us to do these programs.
Awesome. Any last pieces you'd like to add before we close out today?
Well, I just want to let everyone know that our doors are open. We welcome the community and collaborating with our parents. The kids have a lot of fun. I know you don't get to see a lot of the fun things that they do every day, but school has changed. And it's a lot of hands-on opportunities. And these are the ones that they learn more quickly, and they retain it, and they have more fun with it. So we appreciate all of our partners working with us on this event. I am Becky Crump. I'm the Youth Service Center Coordinator at Stuart Pepper Middle School, and you've seen It's Your Reality.